All right, welcome back to the Tier 1 podcast live. I'm your host, Brent Tucker. On the couch, we got Jimmy James, you've not your first time here. Drew, can they see him? Is that okay? We got Lion from Magnet Arms, Couch Guy, if you will. No way!
Lord David!
Get on the couch. Get on the couch.
Or the guest seat.
Yeah, no, get on the couch. Get in the camera. Get them all in there.
Oh, thank you.
Guess who else we had just show up 2 lives in a row? We have Lord David from the UK and also from the Patreon. We got Drew behind the computer, making it all work. And here we go. Guess what, guys? Iran has won the coin toss, and they have elected to receive. Let's go, Drew.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engines!
Woo! He's a jolly old fat guy, and he crushed that.
Yeah, buddy.
I tell you, you put any video to this montage, and I get hyped. You put American military stuff to this video, freedom boner. Every time. Put an F-22 in any video. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
I bet you Iran can make a pretty cool video too. I don't know.
I love watching the Flyboys work. I mean, it's just, come on. What's a cooler job than that? You drive a flying race car with missiles and bombs for a living. And you get to do it at the highest level with the most amazing aircraft the world has ever seen. And you get to do it for your country. Gosh, couldn't be any more proud of those guys. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is an emergency gathering of the Patriots. It's a big day. We are at war. And in this episode, I'm going to go through the history of what got us to this point, because as you guys know, I do love history. But it's important. It's really important to know how we got here, and the history of it will prove to you, or at least show you, that this probably should have been done a long time ago. But it'll show you how we got here. Let's go to a couple super chats real quick, if you will, Drew. Do you have the old super chats? Because I actually want to go ahead and honor those guys and knock that out of the way.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
So for you guys who are going to watch this as a recorded episode, we had a bad technical difficulties. What I believe is actually through YouTube, not on our end. It was lagging, so we had to restart. So we have some old super chats that we want to recognize.
So to finish up where we left off, the last super chat said, 200 civilians were killed, including, kids from a girls' school. But as you eloquently put it, through history, man, ever since the last 40 years, they've been killing people all over the globe.
I will get to that answer. My answer will be in the episode. And so I don't want to seem like it's being dodged, but I will give you a much bigger answer in this episode.
Wally Coyote, $100, man. Thank you so much for the love, brother. He says, Kamane dead, just lit a Bolivar Balicoso Fino.
Okay.
Bison ribeye on the grill. The man is living it up. Tier 1 incoming. Gonna be one hell of a evening.
Yes, it is.
All right, Wally Cody, thanks for hanging with us, man. I hope you're back. I'm sure you are. B. Jorn says, of all SWAT teams you worked with, which impressed you the most?
Oh, that's a good question.
What did they do right? What do most teams do wrong? Which teams would you like to train? It's a lot of questions for $4.99, but let's do it.
I don't know if any one particular SWAT team is just like impressed me as the whole package. But there are a lot of impressive SWAT teams, and impressive for different reasons. The New York City ESU A team, I mean, those guys were great. So much experience. They were great. It's so hard to say. Orange County SWAT team here is a really good SWAT team. They're super busy. When I went and trained with what's the county? Hillsborough that Tampa's in. Hillsborough was really good. Miami was actually the Miami-Dade SRT was a really good team as well. So I definitely have some favorites.
Let's see. We've got Soli says, how would you bring HRT to Delta standards? How long would this take, and what percentage of HRT guys would reach Delta standards?
I'm sure maybe at this rate, the HRT guys probably hate me because people ask me questions. I have to answer it honestly. And again, even though I say this, that's never what reaches people's ears. And like, Brent's out there batching HRT again. I'm not. Please do not think that I'm bashing HRT. Those boys are legit. And if you want to take someone hostage in the United States at a high level and get the attention of HRT, you will lose. You will lose quickly, and they will rule the day 10 times out of 10 times. But that being said, there's levels. You know, it's just because I say the New England Patriots are better than the Florida Gators, it doesn't mean I'm bashing college football. You know what I mean? So with that being said, they cut us short about me talking about HRT and who would save the president here or overseas. And there's a lot of people going, well, oh, doesn't this guy know that HRT is full of Tier 1 operators? That's not true. It's not true. I don't know. I'm not saying it's never happened because I don't know everything. I can tell you in the 10 years I was in the building, no one left and on their way out was like, I'm 45 years old. I've been doing this job for 20 years. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go try out for federal law enforcement and start my career all over again and be on the HRT team. It doesn't happen. You just don't switch teams and now you're a law enforcement officer with the FBI. So it's not full of Tier 1 guys. There are some white side guys that do shorten their career and then go over there. There are some guys that were never in special operations and they're great guys. So they will never get to that standard. They don't have the capability to get to that standard. Nor I don't know if they need to be. They're at a standard that they need to be at.
I mean, do they have the same qualification course? I mean, they're not going on the long walk.
Right. It's just apples and oranges. One is a worldwide high value target, all the resources in the world, haloing into things, much bigger, much more stringent process with a much bigger pool to pull from, so you can weed out a lot of guys. It's just not the same process.
Okay, B. Jordan says, should most SOF officers have enlisted experience?
Should they have enlisted experience? The good ones do. Good ones do. And I'm not saying I've never worked with someone that wasn't enlisted and that was a good officer. Plenty of good officers with no enlisted experience. But I really do think that our officer corps would be better if you had to do that first for a couple years before getting your commission.
So he says, do any of you guys feel scared about the future?
Nope. Fear is not a fruit of the spirit. So,
guys, you fear for the future?
No.
Nah. Mm-mm. Maybe Iran's future.
All right.
Let's see. Just another. Lem Bravo says we're obviously on green gray time hacks.
All right. Can you put a pause in there,
Yep.
Drew, and get to it? All right. Let me do a little bit of history for you guys so you understand how we got here and the history of Iran, okay? In 1906, the Constitutional Revolution was an effort to reform and modernize an outdated Islamic state. Democratically elected officials formed the parliament and reduced the power of the monarchy. So before that, and for centuries before that, Iran was a heavy Muslim country. So at one point in 1906, they're like, we're not really keeping up with the times because of this. We need to modernize. And you'll see that you could almost pull it from the headlines today. And, that's what they should have done, but didn't. And it happened in 1906. Now, it didn't last long because just almost 20 years later, in 1925, a military coup led by Raza Khan took power and persuaded a philosophy of secular nationalization or nationalism, attempting to truly modernize the country. They viewed Islam's influence as an obstacle to progress. So even though they tried to do it in 1906, they never really got there or did enough. And then in 1925, Raza Khan's like, no, we got to go much further than this. I think it's funny, back in 1925, one of the biggest reason he cites is that Islam is a obstacle to progress. We should be getting smarter with time, right? Like how are they seeing it in 1925? And if you said that same thing today, you'd have hell to pay by people. So in 1925, this is the progress they made. Hijabs were banned. Women's rights to vote were implemented. That's pretty progressive for a Middle Eastern place in 1925. That might be progressive for some place in the Western societies in 1925. There was a reduced power of the clerics. Their universities thrived. They had a film industry. They had a modern music industry. The modern music filled the night scene with Western-dressed patrons. However, oil money was hoarded by elites. Rulers had control of a brutal police force, and the stage was set, yet again, for another coup. That started in 1925. So 25 years later, seems about every 2 decades, Iran's like, no. And this is what I hate to say. They actually were starting to implement the right things, but with the right people. And what you'll see over and over and over again, even though they had better ideas, it was implemented with strong-handed dictators, and they maintained a class system of the haves and have-nots. In 1953, a U.S. and British-supported coup led the regime change after Iran nationalized its oil production in 1951, kicking out the British companies who legally founded, procured, and processed the oil, and always held their end of the bargain by paying Iran its agreed upon percentages. So in 1951, they say, hey, I know we made a deal. I know we said we want you to bring your resources, your science, your technology, and do something we can't do, and we're going to get a percentage of it. And it'll be money that we never could have had. And then they make that deal, and then years later, in 1951, they're like, I don't know, you're making a lot of money. What if we just kicked you out of our country, reneged on all these deals, and just kept it all for ourselves? Dick move, guys. Dick move. And the Brits should have went to war with them back in 1951 for doing that. But there's no real change or, things haven't changed. Venezuela did the same thing to American oil companies in the 1980s, and we didn't do anything about it. This gave American influence into the highest level of Iran, the Iranian Shah, who ruled it as an authoritarian fashion, suppressing certain sects. Once again, the stage was set for unrest. Again, we did a coup change, which wasn't a problem. They've been doing changes. The problem is we put another authoritarian person in charge that continued the same old, same old. At the center of the unrest is Ayatollah Khomeini, a charismatic cleric blaming the influence of America as the root cause for Iran's problems. When the Shah fled to Iran in 1979, Khomeini sought to fill the power vacuum with a government rooted in deep Sharia law. Although other entities were pushing for a more balanced approach, this possibility vanished when the Iranian revolutionaries stormed the U.S. Embassy in November of 1979. Khomeini, not yet in power, supported the terrorists, and his popularity grew. And at the end of 1979, the Iranian constitution was ratified, and the position supreme leader was created for Khomeini. The Islamic takeover was complete. School systems were Islamified. Their universities, no longer centers of excellence and education. Massive reduction in women's rights. Political executions skyrocketed. Independent newspapers closed. Streets had roving religious gangs enforcing Sharia law. This is exactly who the left will come and try to defend. It's absolute. They're everything the left hates, and they'll come to defend them. From 1980 to 1988, the Iranian war rallied the country to unify despite these harsh conditions. And so, but yeah, kind of pull a page. It's not a page out of our playbook. It's a page in every country's playbook. Oh, you got a bunch of problems? Maybe a war could fix it. I wouldn't go as far to say that maybe America hasn't pulled that card once or twice. I wouldn't argue it. Maybe not. So from 1980 to 1988, the whole country forgets about their problems and they just hit Iraq for a while they lose about 1 million people in the process. No one wins that war. Both people go back to their countries, and of course, and Islamic dictator fashion, they both claim victory. After the Iraq war, they needed a new enemy to hate and to distract the masses of a failing government with strong-handed policies. The USA, the burning of the American flag, a chance of death to America, have been a commonplace for decades. Should I do the impression again? Until one man said.
One man.
Until one man said.
What do you say, Brent?
We have big, beautiful planes. And they carry very dangerous bombs. Maybe too dangerous. I don't know. Piloted by very handsome men. And quite frankly, the supreme leader, I don't know why they call him supreme. I don't call him supreme. He's going to die like a dog. Okay, that's the best I can do. I tried to get a wig in time, couldn't get a wig in time. And guess what? That's not the end of it. That's what got us here. We're going to list the atrocities ever since the Khomeini regime. The first one, Ayatollah. The second one, Ali. And what their atrocities have been. And Trump was the only one. You can hate him all you want. He's not perfect. I'm not sitting here to tell you how awesome Trump is in every single aspect. But I got to give credit where credit's due. Obama did the right thing when he pulled the trigger on taking out UBL on a raid in Pakistan, on a sovereign nation, when it really wasn't 100%. That was a gutsy call, and I give him credit for that. I will always give credit, left or right, when America does something good. Why wouldn't you? Drew, let's go to Instagram videos. Before I go down the list, make this a little more entertaining so you just don't listen to me give you history lessons all night. Although it's important, I understand. There's only so much you're going to want to listen to.
Are we doing
Drew,
Iranian girls first?
Yes.
Let's see, where are they?
So I'm actually going to, before you play it, I'm actually going to set the stage on this. So there was a girl that was, not that one, Drew, the other one. There was another one. Go down. That's up.
That's it.
Which one was it?
I thought this was it.
Up. Nope, there's another one.
Oh, this is the one I got written down to do first.
Keep going. I'm sorry. I probably screwed it up. Hold on. Keep going. Sorry, guys. Got to watch the sausage get made on this one. Okay. All right. I know which one it is. Yeah. Okay. Go down just a little bit. That's up again, Drew. Go down. Right. That one right there.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready. That's a high school. Certain people in America are going to come to the aid of people who aren't asking for you to protect them. They're not asking for you to protect them. They're more than happy about a chance at freedom. In fact, let's go back. We'll go to the other one, Drew. There is one more I was hoping to find that I was really hoping for, but we'll see where it is. Let's go to the girls one right there. Look at this. This one, people don't understand the power, like how powerful this is. Like what those girls just right there are risking is their life. This isn't just, it's hard because I've traveled the world. I've been all over the Middle East. And that's not, I'm not trying to but you don't know what you don't know. Like there are going to be some Americans watching this and they're going to look at that and be like, two girls took off their hat. No big deal.
They're saying they didn't see the video. Look, we tested all this stuff before we started. How are they not seeing the damn video?
This is what I have. I don't know if you can see it in the replay, Drew. I'm just getting a sliver of the Tier 1 podcast logo.
Give me a second. Oh, that's because it needs to be. Restart capture there. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, it looks like you really started playing or at least what showed up was the intro video again. That's not the intro because, that's what that is. That's the laptop. It's just grabbing the laptop and not Instagram.
Oh, it's because the screen's not minimized. This was all set up before until YouTube screwed it all up. All right. They should be able to see it now.
All right.
They never saw the first one.
Okay.
We're going to do the teenagers again.
Don't worry about the teenagers. Let's go to the girl one.
The girl one again?
Again, absolutely.
Right. This should work, boys. Here we go.
Yep, I can see it. And I don't know, you know that hand gesture that they're giving? You guys ever heard of that? So if
you're in trouble, you're not safe.
Yeah, if a child or girl is in trouble and they can't tell you, if they subtly do that, it's trying to tell the world or any man around them, I'm in trouble, please help. So even that was real subtle. I like it. They're smart girls. They're sending a message, but what they just did was risk their life.
Yeah,
they risk their life.
Yeah, if some European countries can come to your house and arrest you because of a chat that you made on a social media, certainly that country can come knock on their door and find them doing what they're doing.
Absolutely. So let's get to why. Why would we need to mess with Iran? No one else has. This one's going to get me worked up again, Drew. Here we go. 1979, U.S. Embassy seized for 444 days. You took our embassy, you held our people hostage for 444 days. Thanks, Jimmy Carter, for that. That should have been an act of war. We should have wiped the floor with them. They were released on the day of Reagan's inauguration. The only thing these people recognize is power. That's all they care about, a strong hand. They don't respect weakness. In 1980, Iran founded a little organization called Hezbollah. If you don't know who Hezbollah is, do one Google search and you'll realize that alone should have been a reason to wipe Iran off the map. They trained, funded, and equipped them. Hezbollah would not exist if it wasn't for Iran. And so in 1983, when Hezbollah carries out the Beirut bombings, America never forget this. 241 service members died in 1983 due to these bombings because of Iran. What do we do about it? Nothing. 241. directly tied to Iran. They should have never been forgiven for that. But people forget. In 2000, the USS Cole was bombed, killing 17 sailors. 17 is a massive number. Now, that bombing was carried out by Al-Qaeda, but guess who supported them? One of the lead members of that cell that carried out happened to go right through Iran on his way in. Convenient? Yeah, real convenient. Al-Qaeda in Yemen wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for Iran supporting them, allowing them to be there, and encouraging them to do that. Not only did that, they logistically supported the mission that bombed the USS Cole and killed 17 sailors. Everyone knows this, but for some reason, again, we just accept it. From 2001 to 2021, they supported insurgents in Afghanistan. How many of our brothers do you think don't have legs or a life because of Iranian influence and the explosives they gave to the insurgents in Afghanistan? The first time we caught them meddling in our business in Afghanistan, we should have turned attention over to them and we should have wiped the floor with them too. Now we got to turn to Iraq. From 2003 till present, well, not anymore, maybe until yesterday, Iran supported insurgents during the Iraq War, providing weapons, explosives, funding, training of the killing, maiming, and injuring of thousands of American troops. Once again, they already did it to us in one war. We're like, all right, don't worry about it. They already killed 241 of our service members in Beirut. Like, don't worry about it. They already were a part of killing 17 sailors. Don't worry about it. How many times are we going to kick this can down the road and say, you can kill us, you can be a part of this. We'll just, you can say death to America, you can burn our flags, but we're just not going to be, we're never going to do anything about it. We've continued to kick this can down the road, and I'm tired of it. Here's something that hasn't been reported. Did you know Iran has been caught with their proxy cells, direct ties to Iran, of trying to carry out assassinations of U.S. politicians? Trump being one of them. Thank God for our FBI. Our FBI sniffed it out, and they caught him, and they arrested him. I could go for 10 to 15 minutes telling you the names and all the times that it happened, but our FBI caught him. They wanted to kill Pompeo. They wanted to kill Trump. How about the first time any country tries to kill our president, we go, oh, you want to kill our president? Here's about 200 bombs. I wouldn't think of doing that again. It's insane. I don't know how long we're going to do this. And let's not forget, those are direct ties to us. I'm not looking to be the world's police. But in December of 2025, during these political uprisings, they wiped out over 10,000 of their own civilians.
Yeah.
Why do you think there was that video, well, that you guys didn't see, of the high schoolers out there dancing?
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Because the regime killing their own people.
And when you lay out this whole thing, there's no way there could be any Americans out here that wouldn't support this, right? Drew, let's pull up Instagram real quick and go to the very first thing. Go all the way to the bottom. Let's go to it. Who's this idiot? Oh, Elon Omar. Iraq was attacked by the U.S. during Ramadan, and it's sickening to know that the U.S. is again going to attack Iran during Ramadan. The U.S. apparently loves to strike Muslim countries during Ramadan, and I'm convinced it isn't just what these countries have done to violate international law, but about who they worship. What an idiot.
Deport.
Can we not deport her?
That didn't show up.
Well, it's okay. I
Because
read
it's
it.
a YouTube thing, not an Instagram thing.
Okay.
Sorry. But you read it to them.
Yep.
They heard it.
I read it to him, but can you fix it for next time? So we got more Instagram stuff. It's absolutely sickening. That's a representative of our country that's more concerned about Ramadan than she is about little girls over there who can't even show their face without being feared of being killed. There's 10,000 dead Iranians that just wanted to peacefully protest. Just the double standard is off the charts. But it's not all for nothing. There is some hope. And I don't want to just keep ranting, raving, and cause divide myself. I have to point this stuff out. But Drew, let's go back to Instagram. I'm going to show you some cool stuff, actually. Elon Omar, you're just an idiot. You're out of touch. You're out of touch with reality. Yep. You went past it, Drew. The 549 is the highest. Yeah, we'll just show this. This is just more Iranian people being happy about it. They don't look too upset about Ramadan, do they? They don't look too upset about Ramadan to me.
Nope.
No. Let's go to some cooler stuff. I hope we can find it real quick. I know, and I apologize. We got this together really, really quick. Not that one. Go down. We already did that one. Oh, there it is. Thank you, LAPD. It's the top, the bottom, right there. Look at this. Easy. That's LAPD. That's LA. Look at them. Supporting their police officers. Out there waving flags. Celebrating America's victory. That's LA. Hey, LA is not the conservative hub of the United States. Look at that. I love it. And look how positivity begets more positivity. They're not out there violently protesting that America is this evil organization, which which you'll see, but they're out there being positive together. And now all of a sudden, they love their police officers. We've got to get united again. We've got to get united again. Go back. I'm going to show one more. It's not just LA. Go down just a few, Drew, right there. Let's see what this one is. You can turn the video back up on this. I don't think this one has music. Dozens rally outside of Boston Public Library in support of U.S. military action in Iran. Boston. Now, I don't know if you guys know this politically. I mean, Boston is politically a very liberal city. Look at it. I love it. I love it.
That's what happens when
Damn,
people go out there for free without Soros money.
That's right. That's right. Go down just a little bit, Drew. I think I have one more that it might show. Right there. All right. Yeah. But don't worry, they're coming. Liberal New Yorkers are preparing to protest the war in Iran.
They had to wait for their money to get into the deposits to clear.
Who are you protesting for? It's not the Iranian people. Are you protesting for the Sharia law government that stands for everything you're against?
Yeah, this is real genocide this time, folks. Are you going to be for or against the genocide?
So I don't think I'm gonna go back to the super chat just real quick. Now that we've covered a lot of this, and it's like, what about the little girl that was killed and possibly 200 innocent people? It's a tragedy. It's absolutely a tragedy. She should have been growing up in a free country. If in 1983, when they killed 241 of our service members, if we had the guts to do the right thing, she should have been growing up in a free country. If in 2000, after 17 sailors were killed, we had the guts to do the right thing. She should have been growing up in a free country, and or her parents should have been growing up in a free country in the last 2 decades when they stuck their nose into our 2 wars and killed and maimed our brave men and women. But we didn't have the guts to send a message. So President Trump finally has the guts to send a message. There's 10,000 of her countrymen that are unfortunately also dead with her because they had the guts to stand up to their own country, and we didn't help them out then. I'm not justifying it, but I'm telling you, sometimes bad things happen in the wake of progress. And it sounds like a really harsh thing to say, but that is the reality of it.
All right, we got Welder Faber before in the
Another
previous super
Patreon
chats.
member.
He says, what a treat. No work tomorrow. I think I'll crack the whiskey and have a drink to this.
Absolutely.
For sure, brother. Sully says, if the U.S. couldn't beat the Taliban, how sure are you they can beat Iran?
You're wrong about that. How could you be any more wrong about that? The U.S. absolutely wiped the floor with the Taliban, wiped the floor with Al-Qaeda. And someone even said, well, we're not good at nation building. That's not true. We're really good at nation building. We're really good at giving people an opportunity to nation build. You know who lost that war? The Afghans. We won every battle that we ever encountered. We gave the Afghan people an opportunity. I know I was there over and over and over and over. I lost brothers there to give them an opportunity at freedom. And the heartbreaking thing about that is we wanted it more than them. So your super chat is wrong. I don't mean to lash out at you, but your mindset is wrong. The Afghan people lost the war when they were handed a golden opportunity for freedom. And now they have what they have.
And make no mistake, the leadership's been very clear about this. This is an opportunity for the Iranian people to rise up. This is not us conquering Iran and putting in new leadership. This is us creating an opportunity for the Iranians to rise up and take over their regime. And if they don't do that, well, that's on them.
Absolutely. It's time to do what we should have always been doing. Here's what you do. You just kick their ass and you say, hey, figure it out. And if you guys can't figure it out, we'll be back. And really in hopes that you don't have to come back. But if you do, well, we'll just keep coming back and kicking your ass until you can figure it out. I'm done with, especially with the Middle East, because of their culture, they're just not motivated enough to do it. And I'm afraid unless they earn it essentially on their own, they don't care enough to do it. We can't hold their hand through the process. We'll give you an opportunity and we'll see what you do with this opportunity. I don't think we should put a single person on the ground after this. I think we just bomb the bad people out of here and we see what happens next. By the way, now's probably a good time. I know we got more super chats. Who have we bombed to their virgins, which they're now disappointed.
Well, the next super chat says, "Wonder how Ayatollah is digging hell."
Yeah,
right wing nut.
They just got another rude awakening.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, the supreme leader is done for. Now, I want to, even though, again, I just want to make this clear, even though we've said it, it just wouldn't surprise me for Trump to jump the gun on this and really and want to put that out before it's been confirmed. I want a little bit more confirmation of it, so I'm gonna put an asterisk on that. But I'll tell you this: if he makes it out of this thing alive today, his days are numbered. His days are numbered. You can guarantee that. The Iranian defense minister, gone. The head of the Revolutionary Guard Corps, their famous Revolutionary Guard Corps, gone. Top advisor to the supreme leader, gone. Well, might as well be. You don't have anyone to advise, so you don't have a job anymore anyway. And there's over 40 other people in top positions that have been confirmed kills. As of right now, there are no reports of any U.S. casualties. How awesome is that? I hope it stays that way. God, I hope it stays that way. But it just shows you how good we are. I don't know. James, here's a question. Does it show you how good we are? This is a real question. Just want to get a reality check. Does it show you how good we are? Or does it show you how bad Iran is?
If you watch some of the footage out there of them, of them bombing any of their sites that they have, I mean, I think we look far and far above them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're bad, but I think we're dominant.
Drew, can you poll the chat?
We're amazing.
Does this show how good we are, or does it show how bad Iran is? Here's something else that I want to put out there. This is laughable. Russia, the UN ambassador of Russia's UN ambassador was quick to call a meeting and put out a statement and say, I want to get his words right. What the USA did is reckless. And I don't know if he got laughed out of the UN building for even opening his mouth. I don't know. I think invading Ukraine was pretty reckless. You guys are still in Ukraine. So here's some words for the Russian UN ambassador. Shut up.
Suka.
Suka, is that it? How do you know that?
Hey man,
How do you know that?
You know, China and Russia are looking at these things, just the Venezuelan activity and the what's going on now and what happened in Rising Lion last June. I mean, our men and women and our equipment, our technology is just running through their stuff and their people.
Yeah. So here's what I'm tired of. The intellectuals that never want to do anything because they're always scared of secondary and tertiary effects. They try to make things way more complicated than it really is. So here's what's going to happen. You know what Russia's going to do about this? Because Russia's one of their allies. You know what Russia's going to do about this? Nothing. They can't beat up their little brother. They're not coming over here. You know what China's going to do about this? Nothing. China's too tied into us economically, and
We're their gravy train.
and what are they going to do? What are you going to do, China?
Yeah.
Nothing. Not here. Not in this.
I mean, if it comes down to oil, you know what they're going to do? If there's a new regime in Iran, you know what they're going to do? They're just going to buy oil from the new guy. I mean, what do they need to get into it for?
Right. So it kills me. Our politicians for years have been paralyzed by the what if, yet the data on what's been done should have given them all the ammo that they need to do something about it, to prevent future things from happening. That's your job, to protect Americans. But your lack of actions have put Americans in greater danger because you're spineless and you're scared of your own shadow. And I'm tired of it. I'm not a Trumpy. I'll sit here and I'll give Trump credit. But Trump, I believe he did this the right way. He didn't do this on a whim. There have been negotiations. And the negotiations just aren't going anywhere. And I'm also tired of this political arena where you just negotiate for forever. And if you don't come to a deal, both sides just go back to their sides and be like, we tried. I just told you everything that Iran has been a part of. They've tried to kill our president. They successfully killed 241 service members. They successfully attacked one of our ships, killing 17 sailors. Not only do you not touch our service members, you don't touch our boats. You don't touch our boats. They've been harassing us and our boats for years. At what point does someone say death to America? At what point do they burn your flag? At what point do they actually kill your service members, both directly and indirectly, thousands? And then when they say they're going to remove you from the world and take you off the map and they're looking for nuclear weapons, at what point do you take them serious? Do you take them serious after they have the capability? No, I believe you at your word. You say death to America, you're trying to get nuclear weapons that have the capability of doing that. I read a report talking about the address that Trump gave, and they fact-checked what he said. And they said, hey, that's actually not true. They don't have the capability of any of their nuclear weapons to reach us. To which my reply would be, okay, so you wait until they do before you do something about it? Are you stupid? I'm tired of it. It's like anything else. It's like the mouthy little kid who just continues to yap and yap and yap and yap and yap. And at some point, someone's like, all right, just hit him.
Can they reach our bases though?
They tried.
Yeah.
They tried. I think they've sent over 200 mortars and missiles and hundreds of more drones. They've hit a few things, but no casualties. Almost everything has been taken out. In fact, that's a good question. Drew, let's go back to Instagram. Scroll up. Scroll up. That one right there.
Fuck yeah, boy! There they are right there! Get that shit out of here!
It's basketball talk.
Yeah,
the battlefield.
Yeah, it is.
We blocked that shot.
It sure is. I love it. I love it. You know what's even cool? They're out there recording it. That's how unserious we take you, Iran. Our soldiers are out there talking trash to your missiles and just watching it and looking at it like it was a fire show.
Yeah.
That's how little we respect you.
Like a pickup basketball game.
I love it.
Get that out of here.
All right, Drew, what else we got in the super chat section?
All right. Let's see. We got Girl Scout cookies for the troops. Hey, Brent and Drew from L. Liz.
Oh, yeah.
Girl Scout cookies for the troops.
Sucker for Girl Scout cookies.
I do like them peanut butter chocolate ones.
I buy them every time. Every time.
Oh, let's see. This morning, let's see. This is old super chats, by the way, guys, from the previous stream, and then we'll get to the current ones. This one says, this morning, all across America, Iranian sleeper cell agents woke up, saw the news, and decided that being a law-abiding Uber driver in America was the better deal.
That's, you know what? That's actually a really good point. I mean, it's a joke, but you think about it. Oh, trust me. We have Iranian sleeper cells in here.
Yeah.
Thanks to
They got a choice.
Thanks Joe Biden and our Congress for not taking our border problem seriously. Think about that. Think of what that action really did for those sleeper cells inside here. You think they woke up and like, we still got a mission. We need to. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Well, guess we ain't got a mission anymore, boys.
Yeah. Don't know if my deposits are going to keep coming in.
No more boss.
Yeah. No more boss. No more mission.
That's it. Beers are flowing. Boys loves the Saturday Live. Marika. Always Operational says this nation needs to pay off its debt to the fallen family members of its previous wars before it pushes into more conflict. Why have we made even one Taliban a millionaire before a Gold Star family?
I cannot argue with that. The fact that I believe we're still sending those checks out to the Taliban. President Trump, what are you doing? Just because you did this right doesn't mean like, well, let's just turn a blind eye to that. What's going on? What are we doing?
Crafted Tees says, appreciate y'all laying up here at the Virginia hospital with a Crohn's disease issue. So this definitely helps pass the time.
For sure.
Sure, man. Hope you get better, brother. That sucks. Well, let's see. Caden Smith says, ask Nate how he refreshes midstream. Done it a lot. So I did bring it from 6,000 bit rate down to 3,000 on the fly. And a lot of people said it got better, but right now it's saying stream is lagging. So I don't know if it's a Wi-Fi issue, because I don't think this computer is not directly linked to cable. I think that might be better.
I checked the speeds. Speeds are out.
I did a stat check. OBS is dropping frames. Don't know why. That's why I brought it down to 3,000 bit rate on the stream.
Okay.
But OBS is dropping frames, and I don't know why. Let's see here. How Arms, our brother, says, Fafo, you don't mess with our boats.
That's right. You don't touch your boats. We only got a couple rules. That's one of them. Don't touch your boats.
This one is $2 to restart your stream. Well, we did that, and we have the same problem. All right, that's the old super chats.
Okay. Can you continue to drop the frame rate in the middle of the show, even if it gets?
Yeah.
Let's continue to. I can see that it is a problem now. When we restarted, the stream was crushing it. So I don't know what the difference is.
Let's see.
But audio's good.
Yeah, audio's good.
Yep.
Wiley says stream is good now, but Wiley's probably got better internet than all of us. We appreciate you, brother. All right, Fish on probation. Considering that Islam was a thing back when the founding fathers wrote the Bill of Rights and First Amendment, how do you think they'd handle the Islamists in USA right now?
The same way they handled the Islamists back then. Remember when they were scooping up our sailors and turning them into slaves? Mm-hmm. And we went over there and kicked their ass?
Yeah.
They dealt with it then. They knew the problem that it was then.
Yeah. Thomas Jefferson said those people were going to be a problem in the future.
Wise man.
Yep. He wasn't wrong. Soli says, please read the super chats from previous stream as people paid for them. Soli, we did it, brother. I'm sure I missed a couple, but we took pictures of it and read them, so hopefully it all worked out. Appreciate you, man. First chat got canned. NCQB or hostage rescue. How liable are 300 blackout subs? Song Freebird by Skinner. $20.
I can assure you, they're very reliable. They're very effective.
Let's see. And that's $20 for Freebird at the end, closing song. Rudy Botello says Tim Kennedy will get called back to service to fight the Iranians by himself.
Hey, he's fought 400 of them before. Like he's
warmed up.
He's warmed up. He's ready to go if we need him.
He's been in that fight before.
That's right. He's got a rucksack full of grenades, and he's got another book to write. But the good thing is about Tim was whether he gets a chance to do it or not won't stop him from writing about it. Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, guys.
The adversary lamenting music says, are y'all not worried that America is being used by Israel to do their bidding? Do you think they are spreading their influence while also pacifying us?
I knew that question was going to come up. I knew that question was going to come up.
Always does.
I don't know. Maybe you can refer back to 1979, 1980, 1983, 2000, 2001 to 2021, 2003 until present, and all the different people that they tried to kill that was a part of our political organizations. Yet you will still tell us, nah, it's Israel.
No. They've been a problem all over the place.
It just doesn't make sense. It makes sense to team up with them. Why wouldn't you team up with them?
They're the greatest intel in the area. They're the greatest military power in the area. They're like-minded in the area. I say this all the time, and it drives me crazy because, and I mean this, if you truly believe that the Jews are a problem, then you have to stop saying things like that. You have to reserve it for when you have a airtight case to go, see? But if you're going to do this thing where Maduro, Jews, Iran, Jews, Charlie Kirk, Jews, like if you're going to do that, going.
so Here's my challenge to you, and I'm sorry to throw logic and reason against the wall, and not emotion, but President Trump is pretty bullheaded. Does anyone know that? I don't know if anyone's ever seen him. Did you guys know he has a Twitter account? Have you ever seen it? He kind of does what he wants. He kind of does whatever he wants when he wants. He's kind of a rich man that is stuck in his ways and can't be bought out. What in the world makes you think that Donald Trump will bend the knee to anybody other than himself? He's too big of a narcissist. And I mean that. I mean, the guy's a narcissist. I told you, I'm not a forever Trumper. But and in a weird way, it's one of his strengths. It is one of his weaknesses. But if you think for a second that the Jews can come in here and tell Donald Trump to go to war, and Donald Trump be like, I don't want to do it, but you're the Jews, so I got to do what you got to say because you run the world, then you don't know who Donald Trump is.
That's it. See, Right Wing Nut says, he says, Drew, check out my comment in the regular chat. Super chat is not allowing me to make this statement. Made that message, so I don't understand why the other.
Yeah, it's a particular message.
I'm trying to look in the regular one. I messaged you in the regular chat, looking for it, doing my best, brother. Sorry. Ramake says, looking forward to watching the replay later. 12-year anniversary dinner tonight. Stars and Stripes by James McGregor for outro. All right, man. Well, happy anniversary, brother. 12 years. Keep it going. Keep it going. Don't give up. Still got tough years ahead. Make it through them.
My pen is not here. Can someone keep track of the music and the donations?
Send that pen to him. And all right. Damien, thank you very much for the love, man. Soli says, have you worked with GIGN, GSG9?
Yep.
Are they tier 1 standard, even though they are police units?
They're good, but they're not. But they're not us.
Let's see. If HRT copied Delta ST6 training and had Delta ST6 instructors, wouldn't this be a way to bring them up to tier 1? If they copied Delta?
You can copy it all you want, but it doesn't.
A lot of people try.
Right. You can.
Well, Bravo, that joined partly due to your influence.
Oh man, thank you for that. But hey, that's only partly my influence in the day. You have to make that decision as an American, and you did. And thank you for that. I give the chance of us putting boots in the ground in Iran about the closest thing to zero. It's never zero, but it's about the closest thing to zero. Here's the only scenario that I really could think of boots on the ground. We're going to continue to bomb them into submission. And if it would take something like if the Supreme Leader was still alive, there's a chance we'd send the unit to go in there and finish the job. Like something extreme like that. There was something, he was in a place that was just so surrounded by civilians that we didn't want to risk killing a bunch of, because that's the kind of cowards they are. If he was still alive, he'd probably go hold up in a girls' school to try to keep from getting bombed. And so we'd probably send in the unit to finish it off. That would be like a low possibility, but scenario I could see us putting boots on ground.
Maduro 2.0.
Yeah.
Okay, hard retard, crazy train for the outro. Hey, Drew, I like how you pronounce my username. It's either hard retard or hard retard. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't let me use that word in super chats, but I always read it as hard R. Appreciate what you do.
Okay.
Love it. Welder Faber says, don't forget 1980, the Iran embassy in London.
Yes, of course, where you're from, and I'm sure Lord David was going to talk to me about that after the episode. I did not forget about that, and nor could I.
Things are going nuts.
That's right. I have other things to talk about. I didn't even touch on Quds Force. So the Quds Force just wreaking havoc all over the Middle East in American bases and in their training for this. But I do have a question, and when you're done with that, I know you're dealing with something right now. I don't know why the super chat TV went awry, but it's no big deal. We'll put this up in a vote here in a second. Is the world a better place without Maduro and Khamenei? And we'll put it as a yes or no question. And again, I will, I don't like group chat. I'm not asking you to devil's advocate it for me either, but James, will start out with you. Like, is the world a better place without Maduro and without the supreme leader?
Yes.
Just hard
Definitive,
yes.
100%
Definitive yes.
Yes. There's no doubt.
Lord David?
Yeah, same.
Without a doubt. There's no,
No
doubt
doubt.
in your mind.
No doubt.
Magnet?
Definitely, yeah.
I think Venezuela and Iran are going to be better without them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's my hopes. And I think it'll happen. This actually happened a little sooner than I thought. I know we were posturing, but I think it was the first episode I talked about posturing and not this current one. I can't remember. I don't want to say the same thing twice. But just because people are posturing doesn't mean 100% it's going to happen. We posture all the time, really to influence negotiations and show people that we mean business. So, but for the first time, that's a bluff. The Americans do that. It's usually a bluff. I think the world now realizes if Donald Trump wants to negotiate with you, if the United States, actually, I should say, but really, no, I actually got to say President Trump, because the next president will probably go back to being spineless, unless he sees that this works and be like, well, instead of taking the "I'm afraid of everything" approach, maybe we should act like the superpower that we are and impose our will for the right reasons. So, but right now, because I don't know who the next president is going to be, Donald Trump has showed the world that when we negotiate with you, you had better come to the table and take us serious, or you may not be here. And I love that. I'm tired of acting like we're not the world superpower, like we're not who we are. We absolutely are. And so this is what I hope. Again, I've said this before, but I think it's a little bit more emotional. I'll admit that, because I'm from Florida. And let me tell you, Cuban Floridians, generally speaking, are great people. They have great family values. They're hard workers. They hate being on any government program. There's a lot of stories of, I hear like, my dad came over from Cuba. We were on assistance. And the first thing my dad did was, I got to get a job and I got to get off welfare and food stamps. And as soon as he could, he did. And then, and now his son is a lawyer. That's actually and there's story after story after story like that. And I think we go 3 for 3. I think we remove Iran as a threat. I think we have removed Venezuela as a threat. And Cuba is the last thing standing in our way of having communistic influence in our hemisphere. Cuba's the last thing. Fun fact with history, and of course, guys are going to go crazy on this, but I will entertain this. JFK, he wasn't all in on Vietnam. He, in fact, questioned Vietnam, and he's like, "Why are we in Vietnam?" And all his generals and his advisors like, "Well, we're in Vietnam because we have to stop the spread of communism." And he said, "Well, if that's true, and I agree, why are we so focused on Vietnam? Cuba's in our backyard. Don't you think we should focus on that first?" And he was absolutely right. He just didn't live to see that through. And that is a little suspicious. There's some suspicious things there, I'll say. I don't completely buy in, but I've debated a lot of people on this, and because you always have to have a why. You can't just have a conspiracy theory.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go down the whole Kennedy thing, but there is a lot of truth to that because I know after he was assassinated, Lyndon B. Johnson moved a ton of forces.
Double down
into Vietnam.
Double down.
Like the next day.
On Vietnam. And, trust me, if I wanted to just grow and I just wanted to make more money on YouTube and I just wanted a bigger following, I would entertain you guys and I would talk about all these things that other platforms do. I'm not saying they do it for the wrong reasons, but I'm saying I could sell myself out and be more entertaining. But I think we have such a good and loyal base because I don't do that. And so I don't, however big I get, or rather surround myself with good people than a mass of people. I say that to say this. Right now, the Charlie Kirk thing, like, you can have questions about it, fine. And people saying, well, the gun was planted by the FBI. When it comes to conspiracy theories, I said you have to have a why behind it. At least the moon landing, guys, guess what? We landed on the moon. But at least there's a why behind it because it's like, well, we couldn't get there, but we wanted to prove to the world that we did. And so we faked it. All right, there's your why. Why would the FBI, whose director is Kash Patel, appointed by President Trump, ever want to take out Charlie Kirk, who was one of the biggest reasons for President Trump getting the youth vote? That guy swayed so many. He was well-spoken. He was a genius when it came to that. So why would the American government ever want to do that? And I've seen people make that argument. No why behind there. Now, if you want to say someone else planted it or someone else was behind it, again, you're going to have to make your case, but you just can't make outlandish things and then not back up. And the way you back up your argument is to question everything. Well, how do you know that? Well, how do you know that's real? Well, how do you know that's real? You can't debate with someone like that. There has to be some things that are real. And here's the reason why some things have to be real. Because if everything's fake, then whoever pulled this off has literally bought off everyone.
Yeah.
They bought off the media. They bought off the government in Utah. They bought off the feds. They've bought everyone. And that would be impressive.
I think you should definitely have Candace on.
We don't want to boost her numbers.
All right.
All right, Holy Fook says, at what point does freedom of speech by a sitting U.S. government representative cross over to become treasonous? I like that. Don't governor reps work for the American people and not for the defense of known U.S. enemies?
I've always said this, and I mean it. And someone once said, Brent, treason's a strong word. And I said, yeah, I know. That's why I used it. I believe any of our politicians who have voted for open borders should be charged with treason. You are intentionally weakening this country. Anytime you intentionally weaken this country, that is treason. And I do believe there are a lot of people that should be removed under treason, treasonous charges.
Well, all them people sitting down during the, hey, do we put American citizens first? They took an oath. All those people broke their oath. They should be removed. Anyway.
Right to jail.
Immediately. Flat Six Fever says, I'd love to hear to you talk to Nate about this one. He holds a totally different position regarding our involvement in Iran.
I know he does. Me and Nate have had some long phone calls. And you know what? I still like Nate. And that's
iron sharpens iron.
That's right. And that's okay. In fact, and I believe him to be wrong, but Nate's not a dumb man by any means. He's very sharp. So when iron sharpens iron, I enjoy those because sometimes he brings up some really good points and it helps me come back better with a better position, a more educated position. So I have no problem with that at all. In fact, oddly enough, I enjoy it.
So Lee says, do you think U.S. allies should help? And to what extent should U.S. support Israel with Iran and other enemies?
Should U.S. allies help? We don't need their help.
No.
Look, need their help. We took out the supreme leader, the defense minister, the head of the Republican Guard, top advisor. Just the list goes on. What do we need their help with? We did it.
No.
We did it.
And people keep thinking this is support for Israel. This isn't support for Israel. Brent's gone down the history ever since the 1980, 1979. What did it begin? This is a significant problem for many people. America's been attacked many, many times. It's over. It's time. It should have been done decades ago, but here we are. Thank you, Trump.
Yeah.
The Prussian. This is for at Panayri Brent. Don't know what that is. Panayri Brent. As an Iranian American veteran, I would love to come to your podcast and shed some light and truth.
The
Prussian. Scott.
Yeah. Scott.
No, he's a good dude.
Please. Oh man, you've earned a spot.
Of course.
On here.
Absolutely.
Email us. Please email us. The Tier1podcast @gmail.com.
Yep.
Please do.
And you can Facebook me. We always do. Let's see. Chase Lee back in says, evening, gents. Didn't expect tonight's live. Neither did I, brother. Wanted to wish Sergeant Aaron Kramer killed in action. September 16, 2010. Get the bourbon ready. A happy heavenly birthday today. Love and miss you. 3-2. Y'all gave him and my sis-in-law a shout out Thursday. Thanks again, fellas. That's it. Sergeant Aaron Kramer.
All right.
Firedog 1604 says it really show how good we are. You want to look at the poll?
Yeah.
The poll is in the poll.
Drew, I know I have some large files in the trash can. It's just a shot in the dark. Empty the trash can of some old episodes that you get enough old episodes and a lot of memory in there. It can't hurt.
Okay. 76% USA good.
You know,
Ron bad.
It's just my my strong view on America, a xenophobe, if you will. I'm surprised it was that low at 70% America good. I mean, I thought there'd be a few people, but I thought it'd be like 90-something% America good.
Well, that's how much they think the Iran is just a bunch of goat herders.
Yeah.
Let's see. Soli says, will you get bigger couch for others in the studio? The guys seem cramped, but maybe they like being close to each other. Hey,
Yeah.
we love each other.
Absolutely.
That's it. Let's see. Unexpected Tier 1 live. FTW.
For the win.
For the win.
win.
There it is.
Thank you.
I was thinking for the boys. No, if that's FTW. That sounds like for the women. But you're right. That's for the win. Drew and the acronyms.
I see how you got there with it, though. I see how you got there with it. Yeah.
All right. M24 says, you get dropped into any war in human history with modern kit, weapons of your choice, and one teammate. Which war and why?
You get dropped into any war and
With modern kit.
history, modern kit, your choice of one teammate. Damn. That is such a good question. That is such a good question. I have to
It's a lot of good ones.
you got some input over there? James?
My wife has an uncle Custer, direct descendant. I think that would probably, I think his family would probably appreciate that.
Lord David, I apologize. I think I'm going to go Revolutionary War. One, because I'd get to meet George Washington, and I'm just a massive fan of the guy, and maybe possibly save some more Americans and turn his story maybe even better by turning some the tides. Who am I taking with me? That's the hard. That's almost the harder question. Charlie Ross was an absolute killer. He's hard not to pick. Drew, I might take Drew.
Yes.
I might take Drew with me.
Yes.
I could definitely.
I want to go.
I could definitely use his help.
I got modern stuff. I can't be that bad.
Right. All right, what else we got?
I want to go to Vietnam and protect some more of them boys.
I know.
Too many of them died.
Yeah, maybe.
I want to go to Nam.
Yeah.
I want to protect them boys. Too many of them died, man. That's
Vietnam's a good one.
where I'd go.
Yeah.
And the music was better.
Yeah.
I got some kid up music, man.
I thoroughly enjoyed the story, of Vietnam, if you will. I used to rock Rolling Stones, War Pigs, like all sorts of Vietnam music in my headphones on Blackhawks overseas in Afghanistan and Iraq, pretending like I was back in Vietnam.
All right, we've got Michael Hendricks says, don't touch our boats unless they have USS Liberty painted on the side.
No, that's not true. We should have done something about that too. No one touches our boats. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I don't care if Australia touches our boats. You should get something back. You don't touch our boats.
But hey, look, this. I mean, even the UK bombed their own boats in World War II. I mean, crap happened. Now, I know USS Liberty. There's a lot of stuff behind that one, so I'm not going to go there.
Yeah,
but look, I mean, if a country goes,
I believe that was intentional.
Our bad. I do too. Yeah. I do too. But hey, the country came out and said, hey, that we didn't want to do that. I mean, and then you got Lyndon Baines Johnson. I guarantee you, he's got dirt all the way up to his elbows in that thing.
Lyndon Baines Johnson's
hate that guy. I want to go back to modern kit. Just never mind. Let's see. Merc Sulfide says the lefty IRGC sympathizers within YouTube admin are shadow banning y'all.
Probably.
Some people in the chats are saying everything on YouTube's having a hard time tonight.
I hope so. I hope it's everyone. Just go to Instagram real quick, just to get the entertainment value back. Let's see what we haven't. I don't just go to what we haven't played yet. Whatever it is.
Go to the top.
It ain't too far.
This one. Breaking Iranian teens. Oh, we
saw that one. We saw LAPD. We saw that. We saw that. We saw that. Let's go to that one. Those are fireworks. Listen to that. You can hear the streets screaming. You can hear the rejoice. And again,
I love it.
The left is going to protest this, yet all of the people in Iran, the people that the left says they say they protect the downtrodden. They say they protect the weak ones, the ones who need the help. The ones who need the help just got the help that they needed.
Yeah.
And I'm slightly concerned that there will be a power vacuum. And hey, it's okay. We don't have to know. We don't. The Iranian people deserve will come into power. But guess what? That's outside of our control. That's on the Iranian people. But I don't want to be naive, but they had over 10,000 people killed last time, that they rose up in December 2025. There's a lot of people that want change. And I don't believe it'll be as easily, that power vacuum will be as easily grabbed as some people think. When you're talking about bad players within the community that want to just go take power and say, I'm in charge now. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of Iranian citizens like, nope, you don't speak for us. We're holding fair elections, and this is how it happens. We're the majority now.
I think they play better in the sand too with the U.S. and Israel and everybody else, because now they know if they fuck around.
Yeah.
You
think?
Yeah.
I hope. But you know what? I said what I said. And guess what? If they don't, they won't be any stronger the second time. I tell you that. We'll just come. It'll just be even easier. We'll come back. Keep running your mouth. Keep saying death to America. And we'll just come back. I'm sure it was fun for the pilots.
Yeah. More video?
Yeah, let's do another video. I don't remember what that one is. I'm afraid that actually might be the one I was looking for. It just has a bad thumbnail to it. That was. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow. They remove their hijabs.
That one's gonna
Meanwhile,
get me.
white feminists defend their oppressors.
Look at all those girls. Look at those hats.
Gosh.
I say it all the time, man. Nothing's more beautiful than a happy girl. You know, nothing's more pure, nothing's more true than just a happy girl. But you get a room full of girls like that, and it's just how can
Yeah.
I cannot root for that. I got 3 little girls. You know, thankfully, they'll never have to experience the joy of being released from the control of a dictator. They'll never have to realize, hey, you have to cover your face again today. They'll never have to realize, oh, you're a girl, you can't drive. They'll never have to be told, you're a girl, you can't vote. They'll never be told, you're a girl, you're a lesser human being. They'll never be told, oh, someone forced themselves on you. Let me see if we can get 2 other men to confirm this story. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
it's insane. Those are happy girls, and I'm happy for them.
Yeah. 100%. This one here? New Yorker are preparing to protest? Or we already saw that one, huh?
Yep.
I guess we did them.
Yes. I think we got them all.
We got them all.
Now.
All right, let's do
All right, let's get back to Super Chats, and we're approaching the 2-hour limit.
Says, did the world forget we have Chuck Norris? FIFO babies.
Yeah, Iran FAFO, that's for sure.
Brent, I am an Iranian American veteran, retired senior chief.
Oh, nice.
You guys don't even know the fraction of the atrocities of this regime. I'd love to come onto your podcast to shed some light and truth.
Oh, and look at that.
That's at Paneria?
Yeah,
That's what Scott was probably talking about.
Scott was talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Please email us. Love to have you on. In fact, if you could, I'd love to have you on sooner than later while the American people who have a short memory still care about this so you can get your message out.
That's it. No kidding. Thomas Melvin, thank you very much for the love, man. It says, if you had to pick one rifle as the only one you could ever use, do tell.
LaRue OBR 762. I'll only get one gun. It's probably the most versatile gun. It does a lot of things well, and it doesn't do anything particularly great. It's not the best CQB gun, but it's a semi-automatic weapon. It's a 7.62. You can make it happen. It's not the best long gun rifle because it's 7.62 as well, but it'll get that job done. It's just it's probably the best one size fits all gun I can think of off the top of my head. There you go.
Right Wing Nut is in. Maybe this is what he was trying to do earlier. I don't know. It says Zechariah 12:3, Israel haters, read it and weep. Zechariah 12 is a future prophecy that predicts that in the end, right before the Messiah returns the second time, when they look upon him who they pierced in the past, that's when, the crucifixion, that in the future, when they see him, that all the nations of the world will surround Jerusalem and fight against Judea and Jerusalem. Some think for whatever reason, Jerusalem is the church, but it's not. It's the city of Jerusalem in the region of Judea, and they're fighting for their life because the whole world is blaming Israel for everything. And goodness gracious, what do we see today, fellas?
I'm going to go out on a limb here real quick. Commandant Anthony 6063 wrote, there are similar celebrations post-Saddam. Has anyone polled the Iraqis about how they feel about how things turned out for them?
You spent some time in Iraq, Brent.
Sure have. Post-war.
A few days.
As well. As early as maybe, time does fly, maybe 2 years ago, maybe a little over, like just shy of 2 years. People forget, Afghanistan's not a success story, even though we kicked everybody's ass. The Afghans dropped the ball on that. It was more of a long-term thing. Iraq is not a complete loss. It almost was when they let ISIS roll over them, but big brother America stepped back in and said, not so fast. We're not gonna let that happen. And we didn't. And thankfully, I got a lot more experience out of that. So I'm not necessarily complaining. But Iraq is a free country today, and their girls are in a better situation. Their country is in a better situation. They have open elections. Saddam isn't in one of his 30 mansions, letting his sons run around and force themselves on any girl that they choose. He's not stealing what was supposed to be, was it the Medicine for Food program? And he's not out there stealing from his local people anymore. The Kurds are pretty happy that they're not eating mustard gas anymore, thanks to Saddam Hussein. So is Iraq in a better place without Saddam Hussein? Yeah. And if you don't think so, go to Iraq and ask somebody.
All right. Okay. Welder Faber says, okay, a few whiskeys in, but Supreme Leader sounds 100% like the bad guy in a Star Wars movie. No, man, that's what I was saying.
What was his name? What was Darth Vader's name? Or the
Anakin
Darth
Skywalker?
Lord? Someone had a nickname. I guess just the Dark Lord or something.
Oh, Lord Vader.
Yeah, maybe.
Lord Vader.
I know. It does sound like that, but maybe it's because me and Magnet were talking about Taco Bell earlier. It still sounds like a Taco Bell meal to me.
And who was Vader's master? What was he called? Palpatine, the Emperor. He's the Emperor. So
Okay.
anyway,
Wasn't Snoke in the new ones? Wasn't he Supreme Leader?
Snoke.
Snoke in the new
Snoke.
Star Wars.
Guys, if you don't stop talking about this, we're going to start just
It's a super
bleeding.
chat.
We're going to start bleeding listeners because of your
Super
nerd
chat.
talk.
No, we'll be winning them over. All right, Neil Conway says, "Love the content. Thank you for the perspective." I think he's
you.
talking about the Star Wars perspective.
No, I'm sure he's not.
Panayri back in again says, "My family was forced into exile from Iran in the 90s. I joined the Navy and served our great nation for 23 years for giving my family a second chance in life. Iranians around the world rejoicing now.
I love it.
Love it. Get on the show, bro. We want to meet
love
you.
it. God, I love it.
Hope you smoke cigars.
That's right.
We're going to do it.
Ooh.
Fire Dog, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Just another 11 Bravo says, Metallica, For Whom the Bell Tolls for the exit song, $20. Got my wife, mom, and sister watching with me tonight. All right.
Oh.
For the
yes.
ladies. That's great. Thanks for joining. Whoop. And the internet's just being a whole lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it is.
Goodness gracious. Sorry, boys, my super chat jumped on me. I'm going to find it in just a minute.
It's all right. I'm writing
There
this
we
down
are.
Anyway.
Let's see. We're almost done with super chats here.
All right.
Unless I miss some. Probably miss some with a night like tonight. I'm sorry, guys. If I did, remind me, please. Electric Carbon. Nope. Always Operational says, within 24 hours, Supreme Leader of Iran is dead. What kind of Russian repellent did we give Zelensky?
It just I'm telling you, it just shows how bad Russia is. Russia was a paper tiger. And that's what communism does. And New York City's finding that out right now as well. It always briefs well. It always briefs well. But in reality, it never makes anything better. What are my top 3 underrated training courses or schools in the military? Oh, that's a good one. The level 2 ASOC course is a really, really good course. It's about human collections. That's a good question. I don't think it's underrated, but the level 1 Special Operations Target Interdiction course, which is now called CIF6, Special Forces Sniper course. Not that it's underrated, but it's just such a good school. It's just such a good school. You come out of that school just an absolute expert and being able to employ a long gun. And besides that, you get camera classes because reporting is another really big thing. So you get really in-depth classes on different camera settings, low light settings. It's just a really cool course. And I can't think of another course of the ones I can talk about that's underrated. Give me 1 second, and I will tell you. I mean, I want to say dive school, but dive school is not underrated at all. I mean, everyone knows how amazing that course is. But a pre-ranger. You know what? There's pre-ranger. The joke is, what's the hardest thing about ranger school? Pre-ranger. Pre-ranger, which is a school, but it's a prerequisite school. That was an absolute kick in the junk. And there you go. There's an underrated school right there.
All right, I want to make sure I get this one in. Wiley Coyote for 200. Thank you so much for the love, my brother. I'm back. Given the badass air campaign that devastated Iran, I vote Iron Maiden Aces High for the outro.
Oh, Aces High.
Iron Maiden. You know,
My dad would vote for Sky Pilot, but don't do it. All right. What else we got?
Let's see.
Drew?
Nick Irving said a kill mission is easier than a capture mission.
Of course.
Logistically, this doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not a CAG daddy. Thoughts?
All right, let me put it to you this way. What do you think's easier, killing a deer or capturing a deer?
Yeah. Dead or alive?
Yeah.
Dead's a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Let me make sure. I've definitely missed some here, I think.
Yeah, you want to see who's a real hunter? Tell him to go catch a big deer, but bring it back alive. that'll change the game.
Let's see what we got here. New Bob Dole says, I love you, man, but here's a rough observation.
Sure.
As human that spent his 22nd and 23rd birthdays in a homeless shelter. Why y'all SF guys expect to stop working? 2nd and 23rd. Robin Sage, once you retire. See the left's motivations. I have since 2006.
Why all SF guys expect to stop working, Robin Sage, once you retire? See the left's motivations. Oh gosh, I'm not really connecting it, and
Really want to.
Yeah, but I really want to.
What is human? Do you know?
Human intelligence.
Oh, it's human intelligence. I don't have that.
But thank you for your service, man. Thank you for your service. Human's a cool job. It's a really cool job.
All right. Yeah. If you try to explain in the regular chats, I might revisit it if I catch it.
Real quick, while we have people, it's my last chance. I thought there wouldn't be another live, but some crazy things happen in this world. But join our Patreon, and you'll get an opportunity to absolutely for free, just for joining, to win that thing back there. It'll just be one random person that's a Patreon member. Doesn't matter what level of Patreon you choose. Our first Thursday night of the month, of next month, which I think should be this Thursday night. This Thursday night, just join Patreon. You can join it for 1 month and leave. I hope you don't. I hope you realize what a cool community our Patreon is. Lord David, I believe, would attest to that. Yep. There you go. All you have to do is join, and you have a chance to win that thing right there, as you see it. Optic, light. I can't describe it too much because YouTube will just pull us, and we're already having YouTube problems tonight. So that was even a gutsy call. Mention it. But you can go to YouTube if you join Patreon. You can go to our post on Patreon, and you can see exactly the specifications of what you've signed up to win.
I'm trying to see if there's any super chats that I missed. Did we read this one, Brent? Bright side of the moon, $100. China is pretty tight with Iran.
Yep.
We got that one?
No, but
Okay.
we've addressed it. But I'll address it again.
And how do you think they react? Have you seen the purging of several top military commanders in China? Command and control militaries not faring so well recently.
No, China is not going to be happy about this, and I don't care, because what are they going to do about it? Nothing. What they
Absolutely nothing.
Right? They going to impose tariffs on us? No, you're not. You're going to sit there. You're going to whine about it. And you're going to take it. I don't. That's just what you're going to do, China.
I mean, it's 90% or more of Iran's oil and gas exports are to China. It only represents about 13% of China's imported oil.
Say that again.
So it's 90 plus percent of Iran's exports are specifically to China.
But it's only 13% of their total intake.
To their total intake.
Yeah, but 13%, that's a lot. It's
big-
a lot in the
that's a-
country. But thankfully, I don't think it's so big that the other countries couldn't support that by filling in the needs until Iran gets back on its feet. And here's what I think is going to happen. And I don't have a problem with them supplying China oil. Like I don't. It's business, right? And I think Iran will get back on its feet, and then they'll get back to selling China oil. But instead of lining the pockets of the elite, I believe what's going to happen is, I hope is going to happen, is fair elections are coming to Iran finally, and some of that money, we have this problem here. We still have people scooping at the top. I don't think Dan Crenshaw. Probably not time to talk about him.
Yeah,
but I've said enough. I'm going with that. We have our problems here, but at the end of the day, it will be better. More money will find its way being invested back into Iran, and Iran will benefit from this as a whole. I really, really do. It's what I hope.
All right, new butthole. He got
what?
New Bob Dole. My bad. Hey, look, the reading glasses, they work most of the time. New butthole. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
New Bob Dole.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
There's no capitals in the middle of that. Come on. Anyway, he's trying to clarify what he was saying earlier. He says the left are lunatics. I agree. All right, we got that one. We know that. But to make peace with them, you just need to use words. In Robin's Sage, you trained equal the best choices to military actions, right? See it? I still don't understand that last sentence.
Yeah, you trained equal the best choices to military actions, right? Okay, let me start at the beginning. But to make peace with them, you just need to use words.
Until you don't.
Someone can say I'm cherry picking with it, but I'm not wrong. Did Charlie Kirk only use his words to combat the left?
100%.
Did Charlie Kirk make peace with the left?
Nope.
No.
Say the same thing with Donald Trump with assassination attempts.
Now, that being said, I don't know. We have to try something different. Like, it's reasoning with the left is not working. It's not working. There's a lot of people that show up and want to talk and want to debate. They just get shouted down and called names. So as a problem solver, which is what we should be, like, what's the next move? What's the next step? How do you bridge that gap that really so desperately needs to happen to continue America's greatness? Because divided long enough, we will not be great. So how do we bridge this gap? Does anyone have a what if, a maybe? Have we tried this? Does anyone have an idea? Because it is, I hate to say it, I fancy myself a smart man. I don't have one right now. And I think that sentiment right there is why it feels a little bit dire in this country, because we kind of know the problem, but it doesn't seem like there's an answer to that problem. I would love to hear from you guys in the chat. If you guys have a real suggestion, I would love to hear it, and I'd love to mull it over and talk about it with the crew here.
Matthew Gilbert says, Brent and Drew, I enjoyed the Islam episode. Thank you. I came inside the house after smoking a Delta to see what was on YouTube, and I found this straight away. I voted America good. Moderica!
There it is.
Smoking a Delta come in, and here we are on the live. I love it, man. That's great. That's cool. Did we get this one?
You got that one.
All right. All right. Thomas Melvin says, just purchased, phased, a Lion Arms.
Don't read that.
Read it.
Oh.
Say phased.
Oh, Line Arms Micro 300. Can't wait to get it. Thoughts?
Heck yeah. You know what, guys? Even if you don't win that gun, you can still buy it. Go to Lion Arms. LionArmsUSA.com, correct, Magnet? There you go. But you know what? I hope, not to steal business from you, but I hope you join Patreon, you win it. But don't worry, you can still get it in your hands.
Let's see. K Diggs says, capture easier than kill. I'm drunk, sorry.
That's right. As long as it's FRCC bourbon, you are forgiven.
Welder Faber back in says, loving the Saturday Night Live. It's Saturday night. Oh, I couldn't help. You guys should do more for us foreigners. I'm sure Lord David would agree. We can stay up and watch.
Yeah, that is true. You know, I don't know how to do it, and I think I'm going to do it in the Patreon where I really do. I wonder how many people outside the United States we have watching. It always is a little bit both humbling and surprising when I get a Patreon member, and we just talk, and Patreon, but until at one point they're like, "Oh, I'm in South Africa." I'm like, "Oh, I just assumed you were here in America." I know for a fact we have people from all over the world in our Patreon and that watch. Don't get me wrong, I believe the majority is from America, but it's crazy how this internet thing works and how you fire this up, and it's actually internationally. Could be anywhere in the world at any time, and it is fun to think about. It's humbling.
If a squadron of Delta Force dropped into the Revolutionary War and Thermopylae with modern kit, how quick would the Redcoats and Persians quit?
That's a good question. I'm going to give you a realistic answer on what I believe is a realistic answer on this. What would happen is older... the bullets of then the rifling, the science, how bad it was. They could stand outside of small arms fire of their small arms fire range, and they could just wipe them out. So what would happen is they'd be in one engagement, and they would absolutely destroy them. And then word would get back of these superhumans with superior weaponry, and everyone else would either quit, or you might find one more battle where everyone's like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I have to see it for myself. And they might fight one more battle and it's over. And it's what militaries do when they hear things like this, just the rumor mill grows legs and fear just runs rampant in the enemy camp. And that's all it would take.
I mean, one modern day sniper.
The sniper is a little bit of a bad scenario in this because it doesn't have the psyops role, and I'll tell you why. Because one modern day sniper in the day, the enemy doesn't get to see that modern day sniper,
Right,
and so they can't report back. They don't know what's hitting them, and so
I would say mixed in with your regular arms.
Yeah,
but to be able to take out their general from a mile away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he just dead.
Yeah. Oh, that type of the damage you could do with a modern day sniper, because again, their tactics are based on the capabilities of that time, and they would. But you're 1,000 meters away. We're good. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Let's see. Don Kremlinshaw Actual says they say Ayatollah how do you say his last name? Khomeini?
Kamani. That's how it's pronounced.
Kamani. Always preached about reaching a higher plane of existence. Turns out the airstrike skipped the sermon and booked him a direct flight.
I think he has a lower plane of existence right now.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Going down. All right. Electric Carbon says,
down.
thinking that at new Bob Dole just wants horse trailer deliveries with all this RS talk.
Okay.
Okay. Everything around new Bob Dole tonight is just a little.
a little off
just
for
trying
us,
to
yeah.
understand it all. Dang, we got the Tier 1 Taint and new Butthole Brothers. Here we go.
Great.
Here it
Great.
is.
Great. Now they've connected
Now
that.
it sticks.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
John Lombardo says, Brent, if you haven't read The Only Thing Worth Dying For, you should. It's about ODA 574. I was attached to ODB 570 from
Nice.
Sig Det.
Heck yeah. Awesome.
All right, new Bob Dole back in again. No worries, friends. I'm just as happy that the U.S. is finally moving pieces off
Yes.
the board for China's attempt to subdue Taiwan next year.
That's what we are doing.
100%,
That's
buddy.
a great way to put it. We're taking pieces off the bad guy board.
Yeah.
And we've waited too long. There shouldn't have been this many pieces on the board. And the problem is they have all grown more audacious because of a lack of action of good men.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What's the saying? The only thing evil needs to succeed is for good men to do nothing.
That's right. Yep.
And that's what's been going on.
That's what's been going on. Whole bunch of nothing. Yeah, and they've been lashing out, right? Iran's they've been lashing. I watched that video where it was the supreme leader talking about, America's always been talking trash that they're going to do something, and they never do. And he says, and if they do, it's going to be a regional battle this time. And I don't know what that meant. I don't know if he was talking about there's going to be more countries fighting against, the U.S., or they're going to attack people in the region, which that's what they've done.
Right.
And then the whole crowd starts chanting, glory to Allah. I love snack bar, I think is what it is. I love a snack bar is what they say. And then they say death to UK. Sorry, Lord David. Death to America and death to Israel. That's what they chant after this guy says stuff. And then they go back into their I love snack bar chants.
Just got a text message. If you never tell people what you do, people just assume the worst, right? So it's not me being braggadocious. It's just me trying to be transparent with everyone. I just got a text message from Mike. He's been a listener for a long time. He's one of the good at the higher places of learning with the University of Wisconsin. Out there trying to fight the good fight. He's probably one of one in that campus that has views that he has. Last year, he asked me to talk to his students and just call in and answer questions about the military, about the mentality, the details of being in a tier 1 unit, having to take human life, a lot of things like that people that are in their major are interested so they can have a better understanding of what they're learning, get to actually talk to someone who's done these things. He invited me last year. He keeps on trying to pay me. He's been unsuccessful. I've thwarted it, and he's asked me to come again this year. And I've just been so busy, I haven't answered him back. And so, Mike, if you're listening, I'm going to do it again at the date that you asked for. And guess what? You're not going to pay me again this year. I'll do it. I'll do it for free. Anything to get a chance to help out our next generation of Americans and let them talk to someone with maybe views or the truth of what people go through, and not just what you read or what the other side of teachers want to tell you about how we're such bad guys. All right, Drew's on the phone talking to who knows who. Let's see. Piercy 226-4999. Thank you so much, brother. Scroll down for me. I know you made that quick, Drew. Thank you. You're over here just doing.
Later tonight, man. I'm sorry. I gotta go. That's the Iranian guy.
Oh, he should know we're still working here. I'm working here.
All right, what you need?
Scroll down, please, on the super chats. Unless we're there. We might be there.
We're there. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
We've done it. An emergency, impromptu live session was a huge success. It wasn't without its trials and difficulties. Thank you guys so much for hanging on. Looks like old Rick. How long
Jumping
stuck in there for $49.99. Brent, what do you think, and the panel think needs to be of the, move that cursor for me, Drew, of the board, or what would be the best sure up for America? Cuba doesn't count. What do you think the panel needs to be? I think he meant off the board, or what? And Cuba doesn't count. Yeah, dang it, he took me. He already showed my cards on that one, and then he used that against me. But I'll take that. That is a good question. Realistic answers, please. Realistic answers only. Take Cuba off the board. There's bad players left in this world. Who do you take off the board?
Democrats.
No, Drew.
I was just clearing my throat.
Yeah, you were.
Minnesota?
California.
Yeah. And there it goes. There it goes. You know what?
The enemy within the
You know,
gates.
the old George W. Bush used to call him the, I believe he was one that kind of coined this term, the axis of evil, right? Mm-hmm. I think the axis, if you take Cuba off the board, I think the true axis of evil has been taken care of. The number one exporter of terrorism is Iran.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
They are the troublemaker.
They finance it all.
There's a
all over the
lot
place.
of bad
Not all,
people.
but everywhere.
We can't be the world police, but when you reach number one status, you should get our attention. So I know I just said realistic. I could go down that, I can go, North Korea is one, but do I deem North Korea truly a threat to us in our way of life? I just don't. I'm not really. I'm not willing to go take them off the board. China. Do I think China is a threat to our way of life in the long term? I do. Do I think now is the time to do something about it? At the end of the day, we are tied in economically, and you go do something about that. I don't think the risk and reward is there. I think if you take Cuba off of my options, I think the world's just in a acceptable place. And I know even that, I mean, some people, there's atrocities going on in Africa right now. I'm just saying, in the context of this particular question, I just don't know of another one that really rises to what we're doing to Iran. And I believe we should have done this to Iran, but I can't think of anyone else that deserves it.
I mean, my first thought was South Africa, but I mean, it's not a terrorist state.
Yeah,
it's just the things that are going on.
Right. There's some genocide, and there's always going to be some genocide going on in certain parts of the world. But I don't think that requires a bombing campaign and a full-on invasion.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I love it.
Well, in fact, I think under the service, I think there is a real, what do you call it, psyops war. I think China's really active in experimenting with screwing with us. Financially, psychologically, politically, right. I think it's there.
Yeah, here's what I'd like to do with China. I don't think we're there at putting warheads on foreheads just yet. But the first step, I would like to see us get a lot tougher on China. Let's start there. And guess what? The ball will be in your corner. But yeah, let's now take some of this bandwidth and focus it on China and say, hey, stop stealing our IP. Stop meddling in our affairs.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
And we got Braden says, prudent motions, just checking in on the boys. Love you guys. U.S. Love it. Thank you very much for the love. Brody Martin says, Brent, college professor fund, $100.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Brody.
What class would you teach, Brent?
I think he's given that to me for donating my time to Wisconsin last year and this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. But what class would you teach, Brent?
Some sort of history class.
History.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love that. I love that.
I'd like to see you teach a PT class. All right. This is a great name. People say you can't just bomb another country and take out their leader. Says who? I didn't know you were going with that.
Yeah.
You made me nervous. Who's going to stop us? Oh, I like it even better.
Right.
Too many people online think the world needs to be fair. It doesn't.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You know he smokes cigars.
Yeah. Guess what? What's the Chappelle show? You know, the UN. Oh, you don't like what we're doing? Sanction us with your army. Oh, what's that? You don't have an army? Then I'd shut up. I'd shut up.
Love it. Good chat, brother. Good chat. All right. Sailhammer says, God bless the USA. It is. It feels good to be an American today. It just does.
Good to see him in next one.
Half sack full of nades.
Formerly known as the sack full of nades until an unfortunate incident with his sack.
Well, is this the same guy that also had the name Sack full of nades?
I don't know. I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
But he is-
Thursday night there was a guy like you'll know the name meaning in the Patreon or something that.
No, that was him. It was. He's always been sack full of nades, and now he's half sack full of nades because he's a uniballer now.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Well,
but
hey.
it's a health thing. He's good now. He's dealing with some health issues, but I'm hoping that he's getting better.
Yeah. You're just leaner and meaner now, brother.
Got one ball. Good.
Yeah. Lightweight.
Now you're lighter.
Yeah. You can carry more bullets.
Yeah.
All right. That's the end of the super chats. Wait, we got another
Whoa,
one.
they keep on
Just in, hot off the press. Matthew Gilbert says, time to give China a reach around with a set of vice grips.
Where do they come up with this? When he said a reach around, I was like, where's he going with this? And then it gets you on the second half. God.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
All right. Let's see. Iron Maiden, Aces High.
Live from Winter Garden, it's yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing, guys?
Saturday Night Live.
While I get this going, guys, I cannot thank you enough for supporting us. All the super chats. I can't thank the Patreon enough. Those guys mean the world to me. That community means the world to me. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Magnet, what do you got?
I gotta put this back on so I can hear myself speak like an asshole. Oh, just follow me on Lion_Arms on IG and Lion. Do it. Do it now. And hit me up on the website, lionarmsusa.com.
All right. Lord David. Don't skip Lord David. How dare you?
Right there.
He's a lord.
Can't see.
What do you got? Some final words.
Well, no, just going back to what you say, I think the thing we need to do with China, stop sending them all our work. We've been sending them the business because it's cheaper there for far too long. It's affecting Britain and the US, taking jobs away from our people in our countries.
You know what? Before we focus on the U.S., I'm not saying we need. Yeah, I am. Maybe we just need. Would you guys like to be the 51st state? I don't know how else to help you guys. You know what I mean? Can
Certainly
we just
suit me? I'd like it. Yeah.
Oh,
Send them over. Get rid of that.
yeah.
Dickhead.
What
we've got.
I would. We're all about stopping insurgencies. It seems like you guys have an insurgency, and I would love
Little
nothing
bit.
else than to help you guys out because I can't think of a country that deserves the help more than you guys. So let's fix that first. Then we'll turn eyes to China. It reminds me of a meme I saw, and it said, "Stupid Canada. Had they become the 51st state, the Canadians could have been celebrating a gold medal right now." James, what do you got, man?
Oh, as always, I'm just happy to be here with you guys. And
Happy to have you.
yeah,
Yep. Drew, what do you got, man?
I've got go to frcc.shop tonight. I don't know what time it is. It stops at 11:30. You get a free mini lighter.
You got
Looks
time.
like this little beauty thing right there. It's
9:30.
absolutely beautiful. Yeah, you got time. Eastern time, that is. And you get that free when you buy 2 4-packs of cigars, which are absolutely delicious. And I can't wait to do that after the live here tonight. Also, go to Truth in the Dark. That's my podcast. You want to know more about the Bible proven true. And I'm just starting. I'm going to be doing that for the rest of my life. You want to learn all things Bible? I'm going to do the best I can with it. Truth in the Dark. Brent, what do you got?
I got Aces High. And I got chats to hang out with.
2 super chats right here, Brent.
I got you. We'll do Six's mom in there. Also a Patreon member. Being from Kauai, North Korea can reach us. We have PMRF on island, hopefully. Aloha from Kauai. Six's mom, thank you so much. Glad to see you here, ma'am. Hey, Brent. You and Valhalla VFT seem to be on 2 different ends of this, and that's okay. You know what you can do? And I encourage you. You should go listen to his channel, and you should hear him lay out his reasons for his opinion. And then you should come to mine, and you should hear me lay out my reasons. And what you'll find out is that I'm right.
But you know what I love about both you guys? You don't just sit there and make claims. You say something and you try to bring it, you try to back it up with reasons.
Yes, exactly. And I do respect that. Let me tell you, I got Valhalla is a friend of mine. And it's okay to have 2 different opinions.
Yeah.
That's how we've gotten into this problem in our world. Valhalla fought for this country. He earned his opinion and he can have it. And me and him will still be friends.
Yep.
Gonna hop over to Nate's stream and see his view. Love that you both are cool and disagree, but will never fall out.
Oh,
and you're absolutely right about that.
Right after you said what you said.
Yeah. Oh, man, I love it. All right, let's go over here. What would Magnet sell your auction item for, Brent? Now, he didn't say what it was. He just said, what would he sell a particular product that happens to be given away? And I believe it's $26.99. And I am correct on that.
And Brent, you're just giving it away?
And I'm just giving it away.
Wow.
It's on the website.
And it's on the website. Like I said, and even his for $26.99 comes with everything. Comes with everything. Light, red dot, adjustable gas things, aftermarket red thing that you do this with, custom paint job. Trying to work within the limits that YouTube has for me. All right, Austin 19867 says, I definitely agree with you more. You're an educated man. Let's see here. Opinions are great. They are. Show more, Max. Max. Hey, you big dummy. I love you. I love that dog. Let's see. Dogs over people, the Prussian. I get that sometimes. Let's see. Max, you get a lot of love tonight.
Hey, Max.
This solo is epic. Yeah, I actually love it too because it gives me more time to hang out with you guys in the chat. And it's one of my favorite times of the night. We get this question sometimes. James Dela Cruz 808. How much money will it take for Magnet to shave his beard? Put a number on it.
We already tried this before. Remember?
Put a number on it. It might change. It might
20
change.
grand.
20 grand. 20 grand. Yeah, get up on Drew. Let's see. Sup, ladies? By Double White Dan. 2 hours is too short. Man, we had James, you missed it. We had we had a 3.5 hour marathon on our last live with X, wasn't it? About 3.5 hours, and I loved it. Yeah, it went so fast. I know we should probably do more. Let's see. A Trouble Actual VFT can have his opinions. Doesn't mean I have to listen to it. Rather be listening to Trent Buckner on Tier 1. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. I love how many people tuned in on a sua sponte. Hey, we're doing it. Tune in. It's a Saturday night. I assumed a lot of people would be out, and it ended up being a great live. Double White Dan, do you take checks? Maybe you're talking to Magnet. Maybe talk to me. I guess I take checks. You know what? I'm gonna give you another story. I do take checks, and again, just I hate being braggadocious, but if you don't say this, people don't know who you are. You want to know what? You know this. Why I missed SHOT Show? I was training a SWAT team, and they had problems paying me, and I said, I don't care. I'll come out for free. I told you I'd come out for free. We're coming out for free. And they pulled together a team like fund and wrote me a check for $1,000 for my 2 days of work there, which was great. It's not really my daily rate, but I don't care. I told them I was going to do it for nothing. They gave me $1,000. You want to know what I did with that check? Never deposited it. It came from the boys. You think I'm going to deposit that check? Heck no. Ain't not. If your department can't pay me, there's no way I'm depositing that check from the assaulters on that team. Get out of here. So thank you guys so much. I'll hang out here just for a little bit because it's just too much of a good time. People still use checks. I forget that. Yeah, I know. I write so few checks. It's not uncommon for me to put the wrong year in and then have to write another check because that's how long it's been since I write
I put
checks.
the year in the last time I wrote a check.
How fast does your bourbon ship out? In case people don't know, there's so many rules on bourbon. Our bourbon is when you go to our website, when you click on it, it actually shifts you over to givethembeer.com, and they have to, by law, be the ones that fulfill that order. But they ship out usually next day. It ships out fast. But because it is what it is, it's alcohol. You have to be there to sign for
Yes,
it. They're
please.
not going to just drop it off. So whatever address you use, better use an address where anyone can sign for it.
Yeah, if you're
during
working
normal
all the
times.
time, ship it to your parents that are home all the time or something, I don't know. Someone's got to sign.
See, Jacob Gibson, everyone can sleep tight tonight. Robbie O is in country. Okay. Let's see. Come on, Magnus, shave for the boys. I know he's selfish like that. He's just selfish.
I'll even donate some of the money. How about that?
Some? You better put some numbers to it. You better, so we can hold your feet to the fire.
You better not.
$1.
You gonna donate it to Lion Arms?
Right now for the fire fund.
For the fire
For
fund.
the fire fund.
Hey, update on the shop. How's the shop doing with the fire damages from a careless shop owner next to you whose fire went over into your shop, or at least the smoke damage. All the water from the fire trucks ruined your shop.
It went underneath the baseboard, but 2 weeks ago, the back of the building caught fire, and we're still without power and water. So everything's on hold.
Yeah. You got a generator there, don't you? To at least so you can work on some
see
things.
a little bit of stuff, but the bay door, the fire department cut it open.
Right.
So that's plywooded it up, so I can't see. There's nothing really. Like, I've been just cleaning and painting. I had two brand new customers come and help me paint last Saturday.
That wasn't on your bingo card, was it? When did you get notified of that? Or did you see it through your camera system?
5 o'clock in the morning, I turned my camera on my phone and I saw the fire department cutting into my door.
Okay.
And I was like,
You just randomly wake up in the night and look at your cameras?
I mean, when it goes off, and my alarm to the building went off too. So that's when I checked the camera.
Yeah. Do you have a storefront here in Orlando? Hey, here's another great thing. We don't really have a storefront, but we just got into another account. The Business, which is a cigar shop in Claremont, Florida, now carries our cigars and should get bourbon in there. And they sell bottles in their cigar shop as well. So there's another place for you, very close to Orlando. Is tier 1.5 better than tier 1, or tier 2 better, or tier 0.5? Why 1? I didn't come up with the tier system. The military did. I just stole it. I didn't come up with it. I just stole it. Yeah, tier 1 is the highest. Tier 2, 3, and it's really a 3-tier system that we use. Let's see what else we get. You want to go with that one, Drew?
Which one? No.
Also, I don't know if you were
I'm
highlighting
not paying attention.
it.
No, I'm not highlighting nothing. I'm sorry. Ignore me.
You're
Ignore
good.
me.
I'm good at that. I know. Oh, that's rough. Water and smoke damage is brutal. I want to talk to you a little about. You had to replace drywall as well. There's a lot of smoke damage on the. It's like a 2-story. It's a really tall ceiling.
Yeah, so I had to replace some of the drywall that they. I think they took their axes through the walls in between to let the smoke, I guess, clear out. So I fixed that. I painted. I bought a ozone generator to get the smell out, but I can't use it yet because I have no power.
You smoke cigars in there. What do you mean the smell
it's
out?
Bad.
Is it?
It's bad.
Did it get the smell out?
I can't use it yet. I don't have power.
Oh, you can't use it with the generator?
It takes
maybe?
4 hours for it to do, and I have to sit there outside because you can't be inside when it's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, man. But is that your
everything's back up?
Is that the last thing you need done
power.
for your? Yeah, of course. Yeah, then power. But
everything else is back together.
That was quick, though. That was quick.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it didn't feel quick at the time.
I still don't know if the laser engraver works.
Oh, I hope it works. We use his laser engraver to engrave our lighters and to engrave a lot of things. So
Nothing got water damage. It's just a lot of smoke.
Oh man. What do you guys think of Mike Ritland? I have no issues with Mike Ritland at all. In fact, I believe Nick, of course, as you guys, I believe know, Shayna and Nick, they're a couple working for us now. Kind of took over Vanessa's job. They're doing a great job. They're doing the best they can. Vanessa did a lot, so they're doing their best to try to fill that void. And I think Nick was talking to me about going on Mike Ritland's show. I guess they had contacted us, or he had contacted them, whichever one it was. It doesn't matter to me. So I would absolutely go on Mike Ritland's show. He does seem solid. Let's see. Islam is coming for your daughters. Don't trust our system to protect them. That may be one of the best comments I've seen all night. Don't trust anyone to protect your family.
All right.
Don't trust anyone to protect your daughters. Not physically, not mentally.
Yep.
You have to do it yourself. Let's see there. Is there a barrel proof in the future? That's a good question. It is. I always said, hey, if this particular bottle does well, I want to do one above it. Maybe call it the Tier 1, because we have a Tier 1 in every line. The Delta Limiteds, we're probably going to call the Tier 1 just to separate it so we don't have two things called Delta. We have a Tier 1 coffee bag. So I am thinking of doing one more and probably barrel proof and calling it a Tier 1 bourbon under the FRCC line. Brent, read the book One Man War about the greatest sniper in the war of northern aggression. He is a right-wing nut. All right. One Man War. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Let's see what else we got. I'm working full, going to school, married, and have 4 kids. God bless you. Same wife for 13 years. You guys been busy. I promised myself when I work on my dream job to buy FRCC bourbon and cigar. I love it, Chucky D. Thank you so much. You got to go on the Sean Ryan show. I don't know if I'm interested in talking for 4 hours about my life. I'm pretty sure. I don't believe there's a way you can go on Sean Ryan with my job and not say too much and get PNG'd from the unit. I'm just not willing to do that. I'm just not. I'm still in good standings with the unit, and I would like to keep it that way and keep my integrity. And that's nothing against Sean. I mean, of course, why wouldn't Sean want
You guys
that?
talk all the time.
Yeah, he's. So I don't know if that'll ever work out.
I don't know, Brent, maybe one episode, maybe I'll sit in your chair and you can sit in your guest chair and I'll interview you.
There you go. There you go. We do need an opposite day. We need an opposite day. We should probably do that. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Just want to hang out a little bit longer. Maybe just having a hard time saying bye tonight. Saturday night, I got nothing else to do.
We got to smoke cigars.
Yeah, but that
in
means,
the garage.
That's right. We're going to the garage to smoke cigars with the boys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. We will see you next Thursday, and you'll find out who wins this bad boy.